What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody today? Good to hear. Today I want to talk about a little Canadian band I saw live not too long ago. Their name of the band is It Kills. They're a three-piece from Halifax, Nova Scotia, which would make them Canadian. This is their debut album. It was released in 2010 on SOCAN Records, which is an independent record label, I believe. They play very kind of majestic music with lots of cellos and violins and, you know, thundering drums. There's falsettos. A guy and a girl trade vocal duties. The music is largely instrumental, though. All the songs kind of blend together. I'd say the only downside, if there is even a downside, is that the individual songs in here don't really have any distinctive characteristics. They all have a lot of the same elements, same characteristics, and that's why they blend together really well. But they're good characteristics. The album is very engaging, very colorful, very imaginative. There's lots of highs, emotional highs, lots of lows, darker areas, moments of warmth, moments of clarity. I'd compare this to like an album, like a thunderstorm, or maybe even a hurricane. Lots of slow building moments and whooshes, and, you know, it gets a little violent and tumultuous at points. At other points are more calm and serene. There's moments of, you know, happiness and melancholy on here. A whole cornucopia of, you know, emotions and sounds. Lots of dynamic, I guess is the word. The only reason I found out about these guys is because I went to a local show at this place called Wonder Bar that my buddy Officer Nark actually documented that whole showcase that was going on that night. I'll put a link to his video on there. And that's how I found out about It Kills. I bought the album before I actually heard them, because immediately when I go to a local show and I know a bunch of the bands are already good beforehand, I'll just buy everything at the merch booth that I don't have already. I'm like a fiend for that kind of stuff. So they didn't have anything ready, so I just approached the table that the bartender said these guys were hanging out at, asked them if they had an album. $10 later, boom, I got it. And it's really, really good. They were great live, very fun to watch, a lot of charisma, very, you know, friendly, open guys. And that's what I like about this album too, is for this kind of like chamber music through like an indie rock vein kind of stuff. It's kind of artsy, but there's no pretension at all in it. A lot of serenity, a lot of, you know, openness. It's very inviting kind of music. It's nothing off-putting, nothing that is part of any kind of, you know, weird scenester movement or anything like that. It's very much on its own, stands alone. These guys used to be in a band called I See Rowboats. I read online, because there's not a lot of info on these guys online, so I don't know a lot about them. I guess they used to be called Library, and then they changed it to It Kills. I just thought that was a better name. But yeah, great stuff. The bartender said when I was asking about these guys that they sounded a little bit like Sigur, and I'm like, yeah, they kind of do. This sound a little bit like Album Leaf a little too, or maybe even Mono. Just any band that's, you know, has a lot of epic builds and, you know, climaxes, and uses all those string arrangements and some little bit of trumpets and falsetto vocals and all that stuff. It's very emotional, you know, packs a punch. Very, very good stuff. Very happy I picked up this album. It's very grand, very majestic, very moody, very haunting. You know, there's not a lot of detractions from this album to keep you from enjoying it if you're into this kind of stuff. Album art's pretty cool. It's just the words "It Kills" on some sort of banquet with flowers and gourds and vegetables. On the back we got some sort of, I don't know, ceramic head, some sort of statue bust thing going on there. A track listing on the inside. And then we got, I don't know what the hell that is. Could be a UFO, could be a guy holding a sword. No idea. But cool album, cool guys. Another interesting thing that I heard about these guys, actually got a deal with a railroad company. They got a deal with, I think, Via Rail. Don't quote me on that, but I guess in exchange for playing live on the train, for putting shows on for the passengers and stuff, that Via Rails is giving them a free tour across Canada. So they're touring on a train, which is pretty neat, pretty cool stuff. But like I said, cool guys, three-piece from Halifax, Nova Scotia, debut album, 2010, It Kills, self-titled, pretty cool stuff. Check it out. I'll put links to their Facebook and their MySpace in the downstairs box thing. But yeah, cool stuff.